Yeah. Well, and good evening, people. Hope you're well. Welcome back to another show on the channel. Yeah, just going on about Newcastle United's January transfer window, or lack of, we shall say. Oh boy, oh boy. It's
sorry,
another win.
Sorry, wrong person. Shit. Oh, wrong person. Sorry.
What the fuck are you doing?
Saints took me cotton finish. The Swansea just signed somebody for Finnish player from Sweden.
Oh, here we go with the Swansea players.
Mm.
There you go.
Yeah, it took me cotton finish.
Oh well, it's another January window without any players in, unfortunately. Well, let's get into it. Smash a thumbs up if you enjoy the show tonight, and hit that subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel if you're not yet subscribed. And please hit the bell to let you know whenever we are live and when the pre-recorded videos uploaded. Hit that bell to make sure up to date with everything you do not want to miss at all. If you want to give a donation, feel free. If you want to become a member, it's only 99p. That join button to become a member. If you put the price draw, we do as well. Let's dive into comments. Lee, good evening. Trev, good evening. Kaylee, good evening. Anyone heard on that? Patrick Zabi, the young player we're trying to sign today from Reims, 19-year-old. No idea.
No.
Oh, PIF out and take Thrown with you. Oh, I'm not sure about PIF. Even being in the Doc 10 studios all day filming 6 episodes of the 1% Club with the goof that is Lee Max, someone based into tears winning 500 grand. Quid pace was still in shock after coming off it. Wow.
You've seen some. If anybody's still wanking over wanting see Max went to the club, he has signed for Lons.
Oh, well, I knew we weren't signing anybody. Shite transfer window, says Jordan. Yep. I have lots of jobs titles. Executive producer, director, CEO. It's madness not to bring in a defence, at least when you only have 4.5 fit. Yep. That's it. Apparently fell through according to Craig Hall. We might revisit in the summer. Okay, if that's the case.
Well, if we were going to sign him anyways, he was going to be shifted back to Reims for the rest of the season anyways, so...
Oh, well, it sounds like it was a bit of a... But, again, this is another January window without any players through the door. This is the third one in a row.
The fact is, hardly anybody did any business in the...
Well, we know a lot of people didn't, but it was clear we needed those more players there. Particularly with... We're picking up injuries, where the results have been going at the moment. It was clear we kind of needed new faces in the door, and again, it's just the same old every January transfer window.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're getting rid of. Obviously, we'll probably be mentioning him later on.
Yeah, we'll be mentioning him.
But it's there's a couple of rumours Swansea were looking at him as well. But I'm not bothered. It's Leicester because of how he's up top for Leicester anyway. So there you go.
I thought we would.
So I can have a wang over Jordan and Jamaal Lascelles as well.
I thought everyone said if we sold Isak for 130 million, we'd be able to spend 300 million plus just off his transfer, not just to mention our revenue. I thought that would have been a point as well, Lee.
I think now it's come to the conclusion that the owners were not going back anyhow in this window after what happened in the summer. And I think somebody's job is on the line because we have not spent a single penny in this window. And I think there's going to be something happening in the summer regarding his position and going for different types of manager, and obviously the different types of players they'll want. So yeah, I think Eddie Howe's job is on the line, looking at we haven't spent a single penny in this window.
Well, in the summer we need players
anyway. Good evening to all of us, Russell Martin lovers, because I know for a fact he's coming in the summer.
Because I'm telling you right now, our big players will go. Tonali is definitely leaving. I mean, there was rumours also trying to get, which were made an inquiry about him, but we quickly dismissed that immediately. No. The Scouts are signed for someone for 60 million, yes, but apparently he's been loaned back to his club. What position is he? A centre back? Is he?
Aye. Yeah, he was supposed to.
I wonder could that be a replacement for Van Dijk? Would Van Dijk be leaving them at the end of the season?
He was supposed to be going to Chelsea. He was supposed to be going to Chelsea.
And exactly the way we all expected, really, yeah. I think we just thought maybe there's a glimpse, but no. Gerrard was 6 points off 14th, and Tonali can get as well. We know his performances haven't been a shining light, but is he just fed up with the same old the way we're playing? And a lot of the players just fed up with Eddie of the same rinse and repeat of Eddie's how he sets up the same tactics every single time at the moment. Good evening, Joel. Hope you're well, but you can clearly see we needed those players in. I mean, like we've been picking up more injuries. I mean, it's of course experimental been out for a while, and now it looks like Botman and now Miley have been missing a bit of issues as well.
Well, the fact is, right, Eddie Howe has set Arsenal have made it 1-0. Eddie Howe's going to have to go into the youth at some point.
Well, you have no choice to.
Since we haven't made any signings.
That's it. It's all good, lads. Great Britain play Norway at the 4th of February at Olympics, Kaelin. Panny, you said his agent's be trying to do an Isak. Oh, God. Even in Peter Mason, the transfer format, more like the blank transfer, we're fucked. Man City Wednesday, I'm going for 3-0, and we are 11th now. Who was responsible for this transfer window? You like to wonder. Was it Eddie Howe says? Was it down to Eddie Howe saying if the squad's fine, we're still limited with PSR issues? Was it Ross Wilson? Did he not want any signings in this window? Who do you think it's down to?
You cannot blame PSR.
No, you cannot.
Because you were going to get money off the sales. You were going to get money off Leicester.
But the question is how much are we getting for Lascelles? That's a problem, man. I don't know. But it's ludicrous when we can clearly see we needed reinforcements in. We needed cover. We've got defense. We've got defenders out injured, fullbacks as well, and see, we'd love to bring her back, wouldn't we? But it's not going to happen by the looks of it. But it's really annoying because this is 3 January windows in a row, and we've just yet to fill someone. The last person we brung in a January window was 2 of them. That was Anthony Gordon and Harrison Ashby. That was back in 2023. That's 3 years ago now. I think it'll be down to Eddie. Thinks Cayley. Eddie and his nephew Chris from Evermore said it's best outside of our new centre back. The rest were panic buys. Yeah. It's just not even one signing. Not even one. And the squad is aging. It is. That's a good point. It is absolutely aging. You cannot deny that as well. Do you know what I want to see? I want to see a statement as to why there was no deals done in this window. The club have to surely come out and say something about this. Because the fans will want answers. No doubt about it. The fans will want answers as to why there's been nothing done in this window.
And the fact is as well, this is the first window under Hopkins.
Yeah, it is.
And will he come out and speak? Possibly not.
If it doesn't have to speak, as long as there is just a statement.
I think there's big, massive changes in the summer with regards to management and players. And
9 players, 30-year-old. That's 9 of the players. Yeah, who the spends 55 mil on a 20-year-old who's 29 and turns 30 this year. The media should ask Eddie. Let's see if they will. Good evening, all. What a depressing January window. The season is identical to Eddie's final season at Bournemouth. He spent 20 million on Solanke, who scored 3 in 32 games. It's all falling apart now. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. Julie Gillespie, Pope Lascelles, Trippier out of contract at the end of season 2. Well, one of them is has already been heading out the door in this window.
Lascelles is away to Leicester.
It's no official been announced yet with Jamaal Lascelles yet.
Can I just see how the fuck Leicester got the money?
Well,
how the hell they got the money? They've been struggling with PSR and FFP. How the fuck are they? And obviously they've just signed Joel Aribo and all. How the fuck are they? How the fuck? And apparently Aribo was apparently he was on 70 grand a week at Southampton. How the hell are they gonna pay all this? How the hell are they gonna pay the money for Lascelles? Because they've been struggling behind the scenes with money.
That video of the mascot being left by herself on the pitch was a disgrace. Hopefully the club will look into that at some point. I wouldn't have thought Lascelles would have gone for next to nothing at this rate. Installments could be.
Probably.
But with Lascelles going, it's made with one player short, though. Even Lascelles barely gets a game. But it's left us, it's now freed up a space in the 25-man squad.
Aye.
So there you go.
But the fact is, as well, majority of the time, Leicester have been playing more majority of times for kids this season. They've only got like a couple of players like with experience and all. So, I mean,
how much do you reckon we're going to get for Trippier, Shea, Tino, and Hall? Well, Trippier and Shea will probably be nothing if the contracts run down. Tino depends. Tonali, I think you would get a hefty fee for them. Probably £200 for Lascelles. Pete, we all know Eddie wasn't going to get any defender because now Burns playing every game. He'll probably save us more on his wages than any transfer fee we get. I suppose it's, yeah. But
the fact is, if we have an injury crisis from now till the end of the season,
that's what I'm worried about. We have an injury crisis.
He is going to have to use kids. Whether he likes it or not, he's going to have to, because we haven't signed anybody in this window. We've just let Lascelles go to Leicester, and we're a couple of injuries away from having to play kids. And now
we are. The defence, absolutely we are. And
now he's having to play he's got like Zaha, Alex Murphy on the bench and all that, but he's gonna have. The fact is as well, it's a good say. It's good in a way. I'm going to say it. They haven't recalled Matt Target back.
Oh yeah, Matt Target. I mean, he's enjoying his time at Borough. So what was the point of bringing him back just to ruin him again?
I think they'll probably make him a permanent when they get promoted, because that's what's happened with because on Newcastle went to Coventry, and if Coventry get promoted which they probably will, they're making that's an automatic permanent. So I won't be surprised if it happens with Target if Middlesbrough go up, because obviously Coventry and Middlesbrough are top two.
More questions need to be aimed at the ownership. What's happening with the lack of signings, the new stadium, the badge changed? Who is making the big decisions? That's who you like to wonder.
And the fact is as well, this 5-year plan, what Hopkins said talking as well. Is it working so far? No. Is it gonna improve? Doubt it.
2 defenders injured on Wednesday. It's guaranteed. What about I keep saying where's our other sponsorships that we still haven't got? We're still without a training kit sponsor, a training ground sponsor, a stadium sponsor, which we could technically have done with. We still haven't got those.
The fact is, I showed you last night about the training, obviously Swansea's training wear.
Exactly, you were, didn't you?
I sent you pictures of Swansea's training wear from the season. That's got training kit sponsors on, and I've got the hoodie. But obviously the hoodie, the ones, the replica ones, the
But
The
again,
replica one.
sponsorships are on them to get money in the club. Why is this not happening with us? And people can't say, "Oh, but it's down to the APT rules." Rubbish.
I said it to you. I said in the group chat last night. Swansea are taking Newcastle as shame at the minute.
You cannot say, "Oh, because it's because of the APT rules." You can still get them in, surely.
And the fact is, as well, one of the owners of Swansea is one of the best midfielders of all time as well, and he's just given the ownership as well, and he's taking the Newcastle's owners to shame, considering he's one of the best midfielders in world football, and he's been in ownership of football for under a year.
2 defenders injured on Wednesday. It's guaranteed. Oh, that's what I'm dreading. Again, Pete, if people moan during the summer why we're selling our top players, do you blame them? Absolutely not. Exactly. We don't deserve Europe. End of. Sorry to sound negative, but there are so many better teams than us this season.
I think Eddie Howe will be gone this summer. I can just feel it now.
I'm sure in Eddie's contract there's got to be something to get men European termination because the club like the TOON. By the time we increase our revenue close to the big 6 in 5 years, their revenues will probably increase as well, so it won't be any different to now, says Lee. Harry Bitley, what a shambolic transfer window though. Do you think we should have gone in for Mateta because of wanting him to leave Crystal Palace and that they've now signed Strand Larson?
Because there's a rumour he's going to be up for 3 to 4 months because obviously you feel these Milan a day.
Mm-hmm. It's a facility issue. Pete, sponsors these days don't want to stay there with the off facilities. But well, I can see where you're coming from, Brian. But surely you could still look to.
But the fact is,
after to get something,
because one of the Swansea players who have just signed in the last 20 minutes, he was supposed to be a permanent, but due to PSR reasons, it was a loan. Why can Newcastle not do it?
But again, even non-league clubs have got these. Surely none of some of these non-league clubs have got them as well.
But the fact is, as well, if you're wanting to sign a player, you can just put them out on loan till the end of the season. There you go. I've just said it again about Modric. Modric is learning all the time, and look what he's just done. He's learned the PSR, and he's putting the loan instead until the summer. Why can we not do it?
The club management completely cocked up last summer. They were not prepared for Isak leaving, and they panic signed Voltamala and Wissa. Those two not fit the Eddie Howe system. Something has to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the summer clubs taking the piss out of us. Stadium plans were meant to be announced last season. PIF just taking the piss. Heard Mateta deal fell through as Italians did in-depth medical report investigation and found something wrong, but probably Parish kept raising the price. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Anyway, let's go on to Jamaal Lascelles now, because his 12-year at the TOON has come to an end. Of course, there's still not official announcement, but of course he would have travelled there for his medical, obviously. But it is a player that's gone, Mason, but it's also a player we should have moved on a bit, probably a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying it myself last night in my head. For the amount of times he stuck by the club under obviously going down, but when obviously under Benitez, obviously it was all majority of it was McLaren's fault. But obviously went down the championship, got promoted, and obviously forget the first season in the Premier League, because I thought we did it, apart from a little blip, we did all right. But from then onwards, for all the shit he was involved with, obviously with Rafa going, obviously with Bruce coming in, and obviously that's the COVID season especially. And he stuck by the club, not making a fuss. and obviously that bit of the that chunk of the season before the takeover, when we looked like we were going to go down, and obviously you were but Wolves or Leicester, was it?
I think so, yeah.
Then we looked like going down. That last game before the takeover, I was just depressed because I couldn't see us coming anywhere. I couldn't see us coming back from that Wolves game, like staying up and all that. I was near down for Newcastle to get relegated, man.
I think a lot of people came in.
From then on, it's just been. I don't want to be obviously what he's done for the club and all that, but it looked like him and a couple of the players. I think the team was going to be up anyways after the takeover. But he just got on with it. He just got on with the job and not made a fuss about it. Not just apart from Kieran Clark. Let's say without the better.
But yeah,
but the fact and obviously losing these players to like obviously Botman, Byrne, Chow. He wasn't, he was missing for like the whole of last season because of the ACL injury against West Ham. But when he came in, obviously when we were freshening it up in the centre back role, he just didn't make a fuss about it. He didn't make a fuss about it. He just stayed around, tried to get back in the team, and obviously which he did before he got injured, that injury again. But he just cracked on, got on with the job and all that. And got on with the job, just didn't make a fuss about it. Unlike Liverpool, good evening, Alex. He just got on with it, and the fact is as well, this was a player who was supposed to be linked to go to be moved out anyways. But and obviously I think he knew his team was up in Newcastle, and he just said he didn't make it. He hasn't made a fuss. He's just said my team's done here. That's all. He's just moved on, and he'll go down as the legend for me because for what he's done for Newcastle in the last 12 years is bizarre.
Well, yeah,
unreal.
I mean, of course, that time, particularly in his first full season. Well, he didn't play a lot of games, but the way he bollocked everyone for the
Southampton game. That Southampton game. Yeah, that'll go down with me for him because he was only 21 at the time. He gave some of the senior pros a fucking bollocking, and that was his first full.
Exactly.
That was his first full season in in the Premier League.
Yeah,
and not just that. Obviously, he had a couple of he had a bollocking with We were speaking of bollockins. He had that bollocking with Modi Army, didn't he?
Yeah.
And obviously, like that's what he is, a leader, a warrior.
Exactly. Well, of course, made captain in the championship season. Obviously.
Wacky, I've just seen your message, for fuck's sake. But Lascelles will go down as a legend for me.
Yeah, we desperately need a new stadium. I was at St James Park a couple of months ago when my daughter arrived. It's not fit for purpose anymore. The East Stand will fall in a couple of years because of the pillars. Jamaal has apparently earned an average of 100k per minute played over the past 3 years. Should have tried to get Dean Nabarro. He's like a general runs everything. Either the owners have given up on how, or the club only reason to not invest. It's got to be one of them.
I agree with I think it's David. I think who's playing that UK Reader 66.
I think it's nothing's Derek. I think it's Derek.
Derek. Sorry. I think somebody is on a tightrope, and I think you'll be gone at the end of the season.
Even if we get Europe or not.
I think Eddie has a win in the summer.
It's an interesting one.
You can't say that it is going to happen because we've as I've just alluded to, we haven't brought anybody in. So they're they're gonna go for the old man for a fresh change in the summer, and it's looking like that way, to be honest, because we haven't spent a single penny.
I even saw people smoking in the toilets. God Almighty!
Aye, people do it. And people do it with where I sit now in the Leazer's toilets now.
We get battered off City and lose to Brentford. I think fans will go mental.
I think they will.
Yeah, I mean, but going back to Jamaal Lascelles, I remember his first goal. It was against, was it Watford? In the 2-1 defeat, I think it was. I think that was his first goal for the club.
I'll have a look.
I'm sure it was.
Aye, it was Watford.
I thought it was. Yeah, it was.
And the fact is, as well, it's I think he's from Derby. It's only an hour from Derby to Leicester, so he's basically going back home.
Well, yeah, it is.
Or now an hour from Derby to Leicester, so he's gone back home, back nearer to his family. So I think it's best for all parties, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of his best games was for the club. I mean, sorry, I'm going to bring another TVOs into Mason. Was that the season we got promoted, and when we went to Swansea and won 1-0, Lascelles scored and just had the game of his lifetime particularly with his defensive work as well.
I said to myself last night, I fucking hate him for that goal against Swansea. Like, that's the season we went doing and all.
I was, but yeah, that was the game. One of the best games he played out of his game.
It was made up when Jordan Ayew scored in front of me in the January.
No. The owners need to sell up if they are not 100% buy. I think the PIF are still there. They've been still pumping money in the club. But I don't know. There's like 9 players to replace in Curran and get a left back and right back cover, and you need to spend like 300 million to replace that lot. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's had some really bad games, Lascelles, as well. I mean, he's had some tough.
I was going to say that Brentford game when he scored the own goal, but I forgot you had scored at the away and all.
I was Everton. Oh, was that Everton?
Brentford.
Oh, Brentford.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yes, in the 3-3 draw.
Yeah, when he scored that own goal.
That could have
been that game could have been Swansea if we hadn't bottled in the fucking playoffs.
There was other games as well. I remember the Leicester game when we got walloped 4-0. He just absolutely didn't have a clue what he was doing. He gave away a silly penalty, even though it wasn't a penalty. He couldn't play the offside trap, and we were just crying to get him out of the club, get that captaincy banned off him as well. But and again, but you kind of felt but I think that was a time as well we need to look and reinforcements in. I mean, when we got Burn into the squad, so when Burn made his first start, then Lascelles didn't really make much of an appearance after that.
Aye. I think that was the start. I think that season. I think that from that.
That's when it completely went down. Yeah. I mean, he gave it his all at the club, Lascelles. So.
I mean, I've never complained once about Lascelles when he's played, because I think he just gave it all.
Well, he did.
It didn't help. It didn't help as well when he was around half the time when he was around shit players. 2-0 Sunderland.
I mean, 2-0 Sunderland.
Aye.
A disabled person went into the disabled toilet, and what I saw was a steward. What I could only strive was having a moment. Jesus wept. But yeah, but yeah, I mean, we'll wish Jamaal all the best at Leicester City, of course.
I hope you room sharing with Jordan Ayew, mind.
So Lascelles is there. But so who's now going to? Well, it'll possibly be Bruno, the permanent captain now, I would have thought.
I probably will be.
I'm wondering how many points of relegation we will have. Not many off Europe. I mean, I don't think we should be dragged into that. But so far, it's just looking like we are going to be mid-table at this rate. That's not why we should be for a club. What we should be doing now. But it's just, yeah. I'm expecting the club to make an announcement about Jamaal Lascelles. I'm sure they will. But yeah. So let's wait. I'm fuming because we've spent money, but look at the Mackhams. Yeah. They've spent well. I think a couple of players have gone out the door, but looks like they're on the verge of a new winger, apparently.
The fact is players who sell a majority of the championship players. If you look at it, so Patterson's went to Millwall. Patrick Roberts is staying at Birmingham permanently. His eldest went to Sheffield United, and that was and they've just sold Ouchie to Schalke. And the thing, but that's weird. That like where Dingwa, he's just not long signed for them from Brighton, and he's fucking shifted. He's been shifted out on loan.
Do you not being enough for just Sunderland?
He only had one decent game, and that was against Leeds.
Well, a club announcement: Jamaal Lascelles leaves for 800k to be paid in 5 installments. We've just spent money, but either of maybe some of the wrong players, or we've spent money, but we're not using the players correctly.
Agree with that.
I mean, Chow, yes, we're playing him in this correct position. Elanga, we know, hasn't had the best of sorts. He's starting to show little glimpses. Ramsey, I think we're still using him wrong. He's more of a 10 than a central midfielder. Let's touch on our strikers, of course. I mean, Voltemada, to me, kind of playing a 4-3-3 anymore if you play him up front. Wissa, I think we've definitely overspent on him.
Yeah. Look, obviously we mentioned the Mackhams. Bertrand Traore they got from Ajax. He's 30 year old, and he's 30 year old, and they only cost him $2 million. He's been their best player this season.
Mackhams have spent a lot of money.
$2 fucking million.
Yeah.
And he's been one of their best players this season.
Exactly.
Me, man. And we spent 50 million on fucking Elanga, who hasn't had who's he is starting to pick up a bit of form now. Wissa as well. He's been injured for the majority of the season.
Mackhams have spent a lot of money as well. Just got players that are already household names from abroad. Yeah. Look, the club is a mess. Lack of leadership from the top. When was the last time heard from PIF and the Rubens? Something's not right. We need to hear something, absolutely. Mid-table, we are 6 points off 14th. Brentford will beat us. Then we've got Spurs away. That's going to be hard. Brentford away now. Sorry, Brentford at home. We need to hear something. We really, really do need to hear something, actually. So, I don't know. But, yeah. And 100k installments, as well as a pork pie and a block of red Leicester.
You'll shock at that doing Leicester, like.
I mean, it's going to be round the cake. Could it be a few million? We don't know yet. We just don't know. But the club have decided, well, it was the time to move him on, but he should have went before that. Technically, really should have went before that, I thought, though. And you've overpaid on Big Nick, 25 million on what Elanga worth, and probably 20 million more on Wissa too. Look at our top goal scorer this season. It's Barnes, yeah. It's Harvey Barnes, 12 goals in all competitions, isn't it? And none of our strikers are up there at the moment, even though Voltemada's on 9 goals in all competitions, 7 in the Premier League, 2 and 1 in the Champions League, and 1 in the Carabao Cup. But he's on a goal drought at the moment, and I keep saying this is due to a wrong formation we are playing with him.
What? The thing is about Saturday night, why did we not play the formation we did in Paris on Wednesday? I wouldn't have minded that. I think he's going to play the same on Wednesday, and now we're 2-0 down.
I think, do you know what? Is there a point to put a really huge, strong squad out in a way? I mean, there's no way we're going to come back.
I think if we score first on Wednesday, I think it's game money that.
Well, we'll see. Peter Mason, do you trust Eddie to carry a huge
No.
rebuild next summer?
I think he'll be away.
Is it because, right, Eddie pretty much likes to shop in the Premier League a lot, and he'll well overprice players or players that are just mediocre?
I think Eddie Howe's away in the summer. It's looking like it.
I still
But-
believe in PIF. I just
but-
think how is Sakanen is imminent.
The fact is, I'm just going to say it to you. If something doesn't, if it doesn't change in the summer, then I'm going to have concern. I'm going to be concerned with the ownership and Eddie and the man. Well, ownership, because because it'll start concerning a load of people. I'll be concerned. Because if you want to be, as the chairman said, if we want to be number one and all that and compete with Man City and all that, then you've got to. But if they don't, if they just sit on the arses and like what they've done in January, then I'll be getting concerned big still.
Mm-hmm. Even and all, how are we this fine? Even Queen of Hope you well. So we still say we do. So we do say how it's gone, and Tonali, Tino, and Gorn will be so. That shows to me the owners have lost interest. Well, but in a way, would you want players? Would you blame him if they wanted to go if we miss out on Europe? And now one time we missed out, but you could say that was probably a bit of a one-off.
Because Man City bottled in the cup final, didn't they?
Well, true. Make no mistake, we're going to be out of 2 cups soon. Well, we're going to be out one of them on Tuesday. I can't see us pulling it around. And Vastavilla's going to be in.
If we score first, I think there'll be game on.
Well, it could be, but
if Man City bottle it like what they did last night, you never know. We might have a fucking chance.
Well, true, but our record at Etihad is rubbish as well. We can't.
If Man City played like what they did against Tottenham last night and bottle it after a 2-goal lead, we might have a chance.
The last time we scored a goal at Etihad was back in 2018.
That was when Yedlin scored and all.
He was Yedlin in the 2-1 defeat, yeah.
Yeah,
usually celebrates his goals with passion. His celebration at Anfield suggests he wants to play alongside Isak next season. Mason said it for months. It could be a complete reset, maybe. But again, even people say, oh, but we've got the summer. But again, would Eddie Howe want to shop abroad? Which players would he want? I mean, remember, we've been scouting the likes of Ramsey and Elanga for a couple of years. He still wants it wouldn't surprise me if he still wants James Trafford in through the door. Or possibly a player who plays for Bournemouth.
Hey, if you want to get players from abroad, why could we not just do what we did? Obviously, we were saying Harvey Barnes and not go for the better players from the team, from like the teams who will be relegated to the Championship. We've done it with Barnes, and that's worked perfectly fine.
Yeah, it has. It has.
Well, I don't like Pope's height, but he's still a decent keeper.
He's shown, yeah.
The fact is, the player who I would take if Burnley go down is that STV, because I think that STV is a decent centre back. I know we've got, and that he could be, and we should.
But we're going to need reinforcements because if Ches gone, don't rule out the likes of Burn going possibly as well. If it's true that Ross Wilson wants to get the age of the squad down, don't be surprised if players like them are gone.
The fact is as well, because have we been with that STV before from Burnley?
Not that I'm aware of. Unless club increased revenue by 300 million or more by some of them got spending the capacity to buy all players, you need to stay within the 85% rule. 4-0 hammering for me. What are your thoughts about no Champions League or any competitions where you concerned in the light of no signings in the January window? Defensively, we look pretty light at the moment. Tino out, Emil Kraft's still missing. Trippier, who's pretty much pace is non-existent now in the Premier League. Left back, Lewis Hall's the only recognised left back we've got. And if he gets an injury, is he going to recall a certain big DB back in that position?
Just give Alex Murphy a chance for fuck's sake.
Exactly, yeah. What Botman picked, apparently he picked up a knock, but only made the bench for Liverpool.
I do. I think the I think
Malik
so. I think
Chow is
it was. I do. Paul of TDR. Congratulations, by the way, on today. And I was in and out with
it was
times
a
a day.
cracking day. It was an absolutely brilliant
I was
stream.
in and out with times a day because obviously I went to the gym and went for a walk. You alluded to the under 21s. Now they played on their game was called their game got called up on Friday because of the weather.
Yeah.
And obviously usually the managers announce the team to the players on like Friday afternoon, Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously if Newcastle's if the under 21s wouldn't have been playing on Friday night, I know I got called off at the last minute. But he probably would have been announced some of it, like the under 21s in the squad. I'm just having a look at left backs. Who left backs have we got go for in the summer?
Oddie wants out, and Ramsdale don't think will be made permanent and pull out a contract. You are left with Ruddy. No, I think Ruddy is out in his final year as well. I think that's one.
He'll retire in the summer.
I've said it for 12 months. Trippier should be near a starting 11. Is Ashby really much worse, slower than Trips? I haven't watched him, so can't comment on it. Reset new manager with a remit to invest in the youth with a resale value. Yep, that's how it should be. Have you seen? Yep, ESM's joined Lens in France. I had a feeling we'll go back to France.
I think. Look at their wings. They're gonna have fucking Torvan on the right and Maxman on the left.
Bloody hell. Well, but there was no way I wanted some Maximin back. He got moved on this club for a reason.
I've just had a look here. Would you take that Jackson Tachua from Wolves, the right back?
Not a bad player.
I'm just having a look here. A couple of the.
Well, Wacky thinks Ashby isn't Premier League standard. I don't think the youth players you've had on the bench. Well, you'll know a bit more about Ashby, probably Wacky as well, because he played for your team as well. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on to a couple of that could have possibly happened, of course. Also tried to make for approach for Tonali, but we automatically dismissed it. I don't think there was any way Tonali was going out in this window without a replacement.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is as well, if we're seeing a replacement coming anyways, possibly not. But it's best off keeping them.
And I'm considered that Tonali could be going in the summer now. Is he fed up now?
If Eddie Howe's still there, then yes. That's the only thing. What's gonna keep without Tonali, and Tonali will stay. If Eddie Howe goes, he'll stay. If Eddie Howe stays,
I just think Tonali's just bored of the same tactics now that Eddie Howe just plays now. I think that's probably why is he just becoming inconsistent? Because like Eddie doesn't try something new. It's just the same for the past couple of seasons. But yeah, could it be down to that? Tonali off in the summer. It's very strong. See, Mason, when did he go to the dark side?
What are we doing with Queenie?
But I don't know. Well, and another player that was linked to go on the way, but we actually knocked back a deal. Joe Willock.
Where he wanting to leave anyway, so why can't I just let him go?
Again, had a great game against PSG, but in a way, that's one good game in a while with Joe Willock. And again, Joe Willock, at the minute, he doesn't get a lot of game time anymore. Previously, he wasn't getting that. Other times, he's been battling with injuries. He's had. If I was a Newcastle player, Newcastle, I would want to move. The dream they promised me has been a waking nightmare. If you don't get Europe, I can see a mass exodus, to be honest. I don't know. But yeah, as he said, Willock, we knocked a bid back for him. Again, it's a player that just think, has he got a future here still at the club? I don't think so. I know he's played okay in the Champions League game, but when was the last game Joe Willock had a good game before that? Must have been a while ago. These players were promised a project that has disappeared. I wouldn't be surprised if Bruno becomes fed up. But the PSR excuses, but the PSR limitations that keeps getting come out with is just ridiculous now.
It is.
We can't. We sold Isak in the summer for 100 million. That should be a big boost for our PSR, FFP. People say, "Oh, but we probably use that money to help pay that off towards Volamada and players like them." But still, the PSR cannot be an excuse anymore, really. Particularly who we sold in the summer. In all seriousness, if Tino wants to go City, it's at 80 million. Tonali wants out 100 million. If Gordon wants out 80 million, maybe. If these players want to go, I don't think we'll certainly not be letting them go on cheap prices. I don't want to say, but even the Rat blamed broken promises. Yeah, he did. How much more can the players take? Clearly, deep down, they want something that works effectively. And we're not saying that. Something's not working effectively this season.
Going back to Trevor's comment, I do agree what you said. The fact is, what the reason why I can't stand Isak now is for the way he went on.
Well, yeah, that's because of the way he went on.
Because I hate people who just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck.
Hi, Pete and Mason. Any news on Bruno playing on Wednesday night at City? We'll probably hear that in Eddie's press conference tomorrow. We'll wait and see. But just one player we could have possibly had. Just one. Isak money probably allowed you around 180 million amortization or something like that. Big Wissa, Elanga and Ramsey. Yep.
I've just seen a comment as well. Will Man City want to play all their big guns on Wednesday because they do play Liverpool on Sunday?
Well, they'll want to get... See, the fact is, Pep will want to make sure he gets a trophy again this season because he will not want a repeat of last season where he went through the season without a trophy. Yeah, well... I can see at least 8 outgoings in the summer. So be prepared over the next few months. I don't know, to be honest. I really couldn't tell you right now. If he plays, he plays. He doesn't. I don't know. I've said for 2 seasons now, you've needed 10 players to complete to replace 8. That's another thing, is not replacing Deadwood quick enough as well. We've given them silly contracts. We've given them new contracts. And we shouldn't have. Like Trippier could have been away last summer. Shea could have been away last summer. And Shea had a pretty much rotten season last season. And yet he would decide he stayed on. Or because apparently they've got an option to trigger themselves. Just say sorry, no. And this season, a lot of these older players now have to be gone out the door now. Particularly the ones that are coming to the end of the contracts now. If we give them new deals, then there's questions got to be asked. Because they cannot keep playing at this club. Yes, some of them have been great servants, but now you need to know when there's a time they need to go. And this time they need to go. Ferreira's turning up in the youth setup, but nowhere near the first team squad. Exactly. If City score first, then it's curtains. Do you take off the key player straight away in that scenario? There you are. But another thing is when we've got players dropping like flies, is because when they need to come off, they say, I need to come off because otherwise I'm running the risk of an injury. But anyhow, just doesn't seem to listen to that as well. He doesn't listen to that. It's like, no, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. And what happens? Now we're hearing reports of knocks being picked up, fatigueness kicking in, and but yeah, it's the PSR quotes that have really knocked me of not bringing on this one, because we're still quite limited. Last weekend, the Premier League turned into a WWE playground. Does Eddie not know when players get injured? Then when you're coming up close or in a transfer window, does it not scratch your head just to say, I think we need to look at something here? But it's like, no, squad's fine. We're under PSR restrictions and all of that. I mean, come on. If Lascelles should go now while he's going, yeah, there was rumours of taking Kurt Zouma. No fucking chance. But but it's okay being rumoured with these players, but nothing happened. Nothing's happened. Downey said the club pushed Bruno too hard in Paris and caused a major setback. Not sure if true. Yeah, don't forget you wait for 70% limit too. Yeah, we know about that as well. Hopkinson's statement about us challenging 5 years is ridiculous, more like 10. Other thing, and maybe do we just miss out on Europe next season, just play one game in a week? But all those players aren't going to settle for that. If we miss out on Europe this season or don't win any trophy this season, and then we're just be playing one game a week, bar the FA Cup in the Carabao Cup, that's not going to interest a lot of current players. Exactly. We shouldn't be battled with PSR restrictions now at the moment. We should be in a really healthy position, really comfortable place with it. It's just... How can we not even go in the loan markets as well? God, as Paddy says, because it's too difficult. I don't know. I really, really don't know. But yeah. So, but yeah. So no incomings. Jamaal Lascelles going, and Joe Willock could have possibly went, but that bid was turned down. There was talks of Tonali possibly going, but we completely dismissed that. But say, not just that, we haven't even, no bids were mentioned for any players as well. We didn't even put any offers in for anyone. Did we? We didn't even put any offers in for anybody in this window. Right. Again, question. I'm going to ask the questions. Does Eddie Howe, you think Eddie Howe wants to have too much power when it comes to transfers? Does Eddie Howe have too much power in these transfers? To be fair, TOON have increased revenues each year by around 45% each year. So they are making TOON, we're 10 to 50 years behind the big in terms of setup through the ranks. We need to settle that under present circumstances. We have to buy cheap, develop and sell big. It's the only way. No bid submitted at all. That is truly astonishing. We are a Lewis Hall injury away from Burn playing left back again. I've had enough of it. Wacky's asking for a poll about this then. Okay then, we'll do it then. And we'll reveal it at the end of the show then. Yeah. Right, there you are, guys. Poll up. Yes or no? Does Eddie have too much control over transfers? Yes or no? It's a simple yes or no. I think Eddie has too much control of everything, says Kaylee. I think he well and truly does. Pretty much. So yes or no? I think majority. Well, let's look at the players we got in this summer. Ramsey, that's got to be an Eddie Howe signing. If he's been scouting him for 2 years, if he's been wanting him for the past couple of years. Alanga, that's got to be another Eddie Howe signing as well. Again, a player that we've been looking at for a couple of years. Who else? Ramsdale. Again, played with Eddie before. That's probably another Eddie Howe player. Chow, that's a tough one. Because Eddie doesn't like shopping abroad a lot of the time. If Eddie has, then why have we not reached the highs that we were promised? There you go. So, there you go. Eddie and Andy Howe. Andy Howe should just get out for all that care. He's been absolutely dog rot. He's just been dog rot when it comes to dealing with these transfers as well. Well, yeah, I think Amanda did have some control in some of the transfers when she was still here. All of the youth signings have been getting, I think, once he had 3-year mark and class as homegrown will be sold for PSR like Anderson. There you good point, yeah. But I don't know. I just think Eddie likes to have too much control at the moment. Go on, CP dog shit. Chow has been your best signing out of summer signings, in my opinion, and I think he was a panic buy as well. I wouldn't say Chow was a panic buy. I think we got him just before the season started. Paul Mitchell was the right guy. He would have found the gems, but Eddie wanted his own choice. That's why you're in this mess. See, Paul Mitchell, people say he didn't do a lot, but he said in a way he had a plan as well. He had a plan, but it just sounds like Eddie just didn't want to take it on board. Again, got back to his own way, forced Mitchell out the club. Dan Ashworth got some really, really good players. But again, maybe Eddie just, again, didn't abide by it a lot of the time. And again, we know what Dan Ashworth was, still never forgive for what he did. But was it because Eddie's, the way was going on? Did it make these past two sporting directors we have been forced out the door? Do you think, Mason?
Sorry, I've just seen apparently Celtic when Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Fuck me.
God. Jesus. God almighty.
Hey, man.
But do you think, Mason, Eddie, because if Eddie has been, in a way, pushing these sporting directors out the door, if he wants to have full control over everything?
Keely just said, I think Chow was a Mitchell signing.
Mitchell signing. He could have been. Before he left, but unless he was already on the books before Mitchell left, he was already on the radar. It could have been.
I got confused there, sorry.
But do you think, Mason, Eddie is in a way has been pushing, because the way, if it's true, he wants full control, it's pushing these people out the door. Like Mitchell gone last year. Before that, Ashworth went.
Let's see if anyone can see former director of football when he was there. I don't know.
Chow wasn't Eddie's first choice. He wanted to gain a few others. That's why I said panic buy, as he was one of the list, or 4 or 5 one available for him. Could be wrong, yeah. It's hard to tell what kind of signing Chow was, but Chow's been an excellent buy since we got him in. But as I've said, Ramsey, Alanga, Ramsdale, they've got to be Eddie Howe signings. Those have got to be by Eddie Howe. Baltimore's an interesting one as well. And again, you look at the summer transfers, there's only 2 from abroad. The rest have been from the Premier League. So, yeah, the votes coming in nicely. We've had 16 votes so far. But it's very 100%. If 2 directors of football quit in such quick succession, then it's definitely Eddie Howe is the problem. And then, exactly, Eddie Howe didn't get on with Dan Ashworth, and he certainly didn't get along with Mitchell. So that asks the question: did Eddie, because of the way he wants control, is he pushing these people out the door? Is it making these says, "Oh, what's the point then? If he wants full control, what's the point of me being here?" That's the questions that need asking. Because Ross Wilson said he wants to try and explore all the markets. But Eddie likes to prefer the Premier League and the English markets, where it's just.
We tried it from that young lad from France. Does anybody know what his name is again? Because I'm gonna.
Baltimore was a panic buy because of Isak. Could have well and truly been. I'm still going to back Baltimore, but you need to play him in a system that suits him now. 4-3-3 doesn't suit him anymore. Again, I don't know if it suits this. I'm not sure if it suits Wissa really still as well. Yeah, I'm sure they did. Wacky, the pub did an extra 45 million. If you think about it, Baltimore was the thing before Wissa became fit enough to play. But we were in for Wissa. We've been trying for Wissa at least a few times in the summer transfer window. But because the price, they were bumping up the price from, I thought, right, since we're selling Isak, we're now going to have that money to put the bid in to ask Brentford what they're asking for. But again, 55 million was far too much for a 28-year-old who's now 29.
You had the chance of going wow, was that my background?
Oh, that was my headphones going a bit funny there.
You had the chance to go on to Tottenham to reunite with Frank, turned it down. Was it somebody else who was after him in the summer now? So was Man U.
I think Ross Wilson is waiting for the summer when Eddie is gone.
Yeah, he probably will be. Because it didn't have it true, but Tony said that there was reports today that Ross Wilson could be leaving now, but I don't have it.
Well, I've not heard anything, but again, if it does, Ross Wilson's gone. Do you know that's another sporting director gone? I think his injury is hanging over his head. He actually looks chunkier now than he did at Brentford. Ooh. It's an interesting one as well. It's interesting, this league. It really is.
I'll put the phone on charge.
But it has been shambolic this week. Once again. We're getting injuries. We're not getting reinforcements in. And again, you said, Mason, we could be in a couple of injuries away from an absolute complete and utter disaster.
Yeah, no, Eddie Howe will have to vacate at some point.
Patrick Zabi Mason, according to Trev. He says, yeah, the messages are short. I looked it up and Chow was a Mitchell signing, apparently. Oh, well, then there you go, then. But again, Mitchell wanted to explore the...
Why did he walk when he was already sorting out a signing?
I don't know. Was he fed up of the way Eddie was going on?
Because apparently he was supposed to get Saudi. Because he has been offered a better job in Saudi.
Well, yeah. But yeah, it's again, because Eddie's getting his own way or wants his own way, Is this what is happening? It's what you've got to wonder. Chow was still an honour on our radar apparently before Mitchell. Oh well, then. But I'm glad we got Chow in. Yeah, because we tried to go from the summer before that, didn't we? Or we were. I can't remember if we. I don't know if we put bids in him, but he was definitely a player we wanted over a year ago. We got him this time, thankfully. He's been brilliant since he's come in.
He was supposed to get in Italy in the summer, and that when it went tits up, and then all of a sudden, we're seeing on Twitter that a deal was agreed between Milan and Newcastle for him to come to Newcastle.
Well, if the deal was agreed after we played Atletico Madrid in the Salah Cup.
And soon as now he's on his way on Sunday afternoon.
No, that's exactly. Yeah.
Fuck me, man.
But
And that was the same day as well. I was saying to you, I would have Conor Gallagher back. I would have Conor Gallagher at Newcastle.
Well, you've just put it spot on there. If Hall gets injured, you are stuffed.
Certainly are. And I can't be asked for watching fucking Dan Burn ball as well. Dan Burn in left back.
Yes, and you know he just won't touch youngins with the budget with the frigging. Like they said, Alex Murphy is not going anywhere in this window. Well, if that's the case, give him a chance. Play him.
He's got to now since he hasn't went out.
A lot of people saying that should Alex Murphy go just for the sake of his career if he doesn't get any games yet. But yeah, if Hall gets injured, we are in absolutely huge trouble. But you think Mason Eddie? Do you think Eddie gets his own way in these windows? Wants it all for himself? Doesn't want any other people getting the players in for him?
It's looking like that now. It's something like that now.
Particularly when other sporting directors want to shop abroad. All Eddie likes is the Premier League markets a lot of the time. And apart from two, the rest have been in the Premier League. But a few of these have been Eddie Howe's players. The ones I've touched upon who we've bought in the Premier League market in the summer gone. But what else knocks me, Mason, about when Eddie Howe was asked about transfers and Eddie Howe said no? Why didn't another question as to ask us to say why not? Why is there no players coming in this window? Well, Eddie says PSR, but no one can back that up as to say why are no players coming in? Why do you not think we need new players? What's the reason for this?
He's got to be confident about PSR, especially when.
Well, he does, but it's still you kind of put down to PSR.
Especially when we've got 130 million for Isaac on there. Isaac in the summer.
On average, you are playing 3 games every 9 days. Threadbare squad. That's piss poor planning. It is. Eddie Howe must be sacked in the summer. He should not. He should not be given control over summer transfers. And if he doesn't like it, well, there you are. That's why sporting directors are brought in now to scout players, to help scout players, particularly from abroad. He should not be given control over signings anymore. And look at in a lot of these, we've wasted money on them. We've wasted money because they're not being good enough, or we wasted because we don't use them correctly. Even with these new guys, the club has still run like shite ever since Amanda left. Behind the scenes, we have been run like shit. When Amanda was there, we always updated, and now we get nothing. Yeah. Do you think Al Rumayyan is always so far away, and Rubens and Al Rumayyan on 40 people? That's the issue. They don't understand. You like to know that. Well, you would like to know that. I think Eddie is afraid to bring in new players because he's a softie. He doesn't want to upset the others and ruin locker room climate, but winning is more important. Again, the big Pickers just bought it. Does he not want to disappoint his favourites?
It happened at Bournemouth and Hull. There's one that was popping in my head, that Lee Smoosey, before he went to Sheffield United. The fact.
Speaking of Sheffield United, Calvin Phillips got in there.
Oh, I've seen that. His career has fallen. Fuck me, man.
His
His
career.
career ever since he went to Man City, he's just fallen for a big, massive fucking cliff.
Yeah, but yeah, again, is Eddie not wanting just because he doesn't want to disappoint his
That's
favourites?
it. What gets me, so we've just been mentioning Calvin Phillips here. We were linked with him for fuck's sake 2 seasons ago. Look where he's went to now. A team who's been struggling in the championship all season. Fuck me, man.
I still think that's why they don't want to spend in the winter. Howe will be gone in the summer, and the new manager will have money to buy players. He wants to replace Deadwood. I think that is exactly what Rilson wants to do: is to replace Deadwood. Eddie at times loves to keep them. First time in over a decade, I think the running of the women's team and the manager is better than the men's. But tell you what, the women's team, yes, they shouldn't be getting a draw against a really struggling Ipswich.
Hey, Wacky, where's that picture you're going to send us of one of the Ipswich players yesterday?
A manager should ask for certain positions and types of players that allow the director of football to find them. Well said there.
Wacky, I'm still waiting for that picture.
But Derek just put that well said there. That allow the director to find them, like Ashworth kind of did. Steve Nixon getting in Bruno, Dan Ashworth getting in Tonali, got in Isaac, players like them. That's what they did. Yes, Ashworth, we know he was a snake for what he did. But if it wasn't for him, there would have been no Alexander Isak. There would have been no Sandro Tonali and other players like that who he got in. Those weren't Eddie players. Those were not Eddie Howe players. Because remember, particularly the Isak one, because it all goes back to the time we were on the verge of getting João Pedro at the time. Because apparently that deal was all agreed and deal until Ashworth then said, nope, that is not happening anymore. We're now getting Isak in from Sociedad. So there you go. Al Rumayyan definitely is interested in football. Look at the Saudi League sponsored CWC and that. Yep. Tonali was an Ashworth signing. He was. Isak as well. Bruno was a Steve Nixon signing. Yes. Was Bonds an Ashworth signing? I can't remember.
Yep.
I think it was. Because Eddie says, oh, that's not happening. Oh, look what happened. Hey, there he is.
So was Tino Livramento.
I think Livramento was possibly as well.
And you know who was it? You know who let him get to us as well from Southampton? There was manager at the time.
Oh yes, we're still good. Brutal, yeah. Those, as I said, those ones I've touched, they were not Eddie Howe signings. But again, it sounds like Eddie. He probably didn't want that to happen, and that's why Ashworth's gone. Which is why Mitchell gone as well. Mitchell had a plan put in place. Even Mitchell said the transfer was not fit for purpose.
Wacky, I'll look on the highlights after this.
So there you go.
I'll have a look on the highlights after this.
But I said,
what number was your Wacky? 25. I'll have a look.
But yeah, again, in terms of going back to Eddie Howe wanting full control over transfers, I think he does. Doesn't want to let others do it for him. He'd rather do it himself, or have his absolute, or get his nephew to help out as well to get it all done. And Andy Howe's just been an absolute sack of shite. So there you go. Lewis Hall was brought in against Howe's wishes. I think that was true. He was linked with DCL. Everyone turned their noses up, saying not good enough, etc. But look at the Freddie offers Leeds at the minute because he's in a team that suited him. It wouldn't surprise me if Eddie didn't want Longstaff to go, but they've probably said, nah, he's going. He's going to a team he needs to go to a team that suits him better. But again, if we would think of DCL, that's definitely Eddie Howe. I don't think our owners would go for someone like Calvert-Lewin. No chance. If we were interested in Calvert-Lewin, that was probably be interested by Eddie Howe. Remember how long it took him to let Hall actually play? Perfect example, Wacky, was towards the end of the 23-24 season. Was when Lewis Hall only got introduced then properly. So there you go. That's probably another one that wasn't an Eddie Howe signing. And again, look at it. It took him at least a while to get him in the first team, or to get him playing games in the first team. Because at the time, Eddie Howe still loved Dan Burn at left back. That's 23-4 season. Until Botman got injured throughout the rest of the season, and then had to play Burn in his proper position again. It's unbelievable, man. But nah, Eddie Howe should not be given full control over transfers. He tells what positions he needs, let the others go and do it. Bring in, and they can do it. And there you go. We'll go for just over 10 minutes or so. But yeah. Adam Warren was linked to Corner Raymond, but there was no way we were getting him. Again, that would have been interested by Eddie Howe as well. Again, because he plays in the Premier League. Devon says, Eddie has definitely hit the ceiling, guys. And as well as we played in the first half against Liverpool, the second half was abysmal and our defence is falling to pieces because they're knackered. There you go. Well said. Longstaff had to go to relieve the PSR situation as he was homegrown, so 100% profit. There you go, Wacky. Absolutely. 100% profit. But honestly, man, it's just... well... It's just... Hey, God almighty. Even if Mac Target a shit, give him a go, at least like we did with Ramsdale. Target's got any future here anymore. Matt Target just went... As soon as Matt Target got injured, there you go. It just went all downhill. But Matt Target's not what we need anymore. A player that'll be gone when his contract runs out. Like with Ramsdale, well, we had no choice but to play Ramsdale because Pope got injured. We only played Ramsdale because Pope got injured. Because if Pope didn't get injured, Pope would have been playing in goal still. Yes, Pope come back. It was on the bench against Man United. But after that, you just knew that Pope was going to go back in goal after that. At the end of the season, the owners should have a meeting, look at our performances. I think the cup win helped in the owners, trusting Howe with the transfer kitty. Yeah, and a lot of these people will keep saying as well, Eddie Howe has won us a trophy, so he doesn't deserve to be sacked. Yes, he's won us a trophy, but you look at this season, not in the history books. Last season is in the history books now. And that's why you look more forward. And again, this season, particularly our Premier League form, has been absolutely shoddy. We haven't been... Our away form is absolutely abysmal. 2 away wins in the Premier League. The home performances haven't been outstanding. Some of them, we've just scraped through them. But yeah, if Eddie Howe was to go, would he still go down? Is a fantastic manager? Yes, absolutely would be. But this season, he's playing an absolutely dangerous game right now with what he's doing. Not only do we take chances on the transfer window, but we don't take chances with our youth either. Not trying to sound negative, but Eddie plays the same record every night. Well said, Picker. He won't give these youngsters a chance. And there'll be a point, if we pick up more injuries, you said it, Mason, he'll have no choice but to call. He'll have no choice but to turn to some of the youth players. Yeah, if we're still battling Pierce after letting Isak go, there need to be serious questions. Why are we loaning Ramsdale, our second choice goalkeeper, but paying full price for Alanga? Exactly. I question starting 4-3-3 formation and lineup for PSG, but it suits the players more and worked pretty well. But the next game, he went back to 4-3-3 with no striker. Exactly. 4-3-3 is a formation that needs to go in the bin. If we don't have the players for it at the moment, we should be, if you want to play for the back, we should be looking at a 4-2-3-1 with a number 10 as well. Someone to play off the strikers to give them that extra support. Voldemort was getting goals for Stuttgart in Germany because he had support behind him, because that's how their formations were 4-2-3-1, not 4-3-3. Oh, God, if that happens, Wacky, I will throw this laptop out the frickin' window. Yeah, Target was brought in to keep us up. Bruno was signed to give us quality. Remember, Isak, Tino, Hall, and Tonali were brought the second season. Exactly, yes. Exactly, that's true. So, but it's just, oh, God. The votes had 22 votes in now. Again, keep voting, guys, until we end it. And let's hear what it is. But do you think, Mason, if Eddie did change formation, we would have been a lot more better in terms of performances? Or
he changed it for against PSG on Wednesday. Look what I did, it worked.
I know we went 4-2-3-1 in the Bournemouth game. Yes, we conceded 3 goals, but we scored 3 as well. We still look quite attacking, I thought.
I had a couple of goals against Bournemouth were mistakes and all.
Well, true, there were. Well, yeah. But still, there's no point playing something that doesn't work anymore. Like, I know Voldemort was getting the goals, but he's on a goal drought. Wissa, is he fully match fit? I don't know. It's hard to tell. But Voldemort, if he wants to play that striker, you need a 10. He needs a central attacking midfielder or a number 10 playing off him.
I was going to say, I think we shall be up for it on Saturday night with it being Brentford.
Well, we'll see.
But he'll be up for it.
But you know why I'm going to... Going back to the Liverpool game, why they got steamrolled through us as well? Again,
Ekiteke.
Not just that. We know he's had a poor season, but Wirtz playing behind, which suited her, which means Ekitike also had that extra support behind him as well. Yeah, Liverpool was for, yes, Wirtz was a 10. So Ekitike had that support behind him, not just out on, there you go. Eddie is too blind to notice what he's doing wrong. It sounds like that way, doesn't it? And again, there's no plan B. The substitutions are like for like. One player off, another player on, just to play in the same position. Doesn't take a gamble. Won't take a gamble. And there you go. No signings in this window. When he said, oh, no, we don't need them. We're fine. PSR's restricting us. It'll be fine. He's like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But we could be a couple of, if we could be an injury or two away from an absolute waterfall at this rate. Absolutely falling like a waterfall. Completely. Yeah. But it is annoying. Well, we haven't. This is 3 windows where we've not brought anyone as well. So, God. Ashworth was director in the season to brought in quality. Mitchell was hired after PSR problems, didn't get the chance to bring in quality. If he was there, if he was here, we would have Sainalanga, Ramsey, and Wissa. None of those players we would have had. Do you think? Langa, I don't think would have been. Ramsey, I don't know. Wissa, there's no way. Wissa wouldn't be here as well, would he?
Nah.
I think Wissa was an Eddie Howe signing as well. Again, because he's played in the Premier League. But Alanga wouldn't be. Ramsey is a tough, I don't know. But some of those that Derek's just mentioned there, they wouldn't have had those. They would have shopped abroad, which is what they wanted to do, shop abroad. Well, Ashworth's shopped abroad, in particularly. Which manager would come in to replace Howe? It's an interesting one. I think it's still no. I think it would be someone from abroad.
You see my face straight away, didn't you?
I'm thinking, no, let's.
You see my face straight away when I.
No, I think if we were to get a new manager, I think the manager will be abroad. I really think it will be.
Yeah, it probably will.
Who knows now? PIF on EA Sports. Could you see a special endorsement deal for the TOON?
That was.
But would love to see that. Would the Premier League allow it?
Nope.
I don't know. Mad Dog waiting for his next booking. That's the only thing Tyndall does now, I would say. Just gets booked on the sidelines.
Booked on Saturday night, didn't he?
Dunno.
Sure he did.
Oh, Raymond thinks De Zerbi. Managed Brighton. Is in Marseille. He wasn't a bad manager, De Zerbi, was he? Maybe BBC, ITV, Fremantle, Avalon, or Red Planet could do training kit sponsorship. Something out there could get it done. Let's see, that would be great. Something like that would be canny, wouldn't it? Mitchell would not have any of these three. He would have brought in young, hungry. He would have done. PIF would rather buy top players for Saudi than us. I'm not putting it all down to PIF at all. I know this might sound mysterious, but Trippier has the attitude. He does. I agree with that. That's what he needs to do next. Don't give him a new contract as a player. If you want to put him as a coaching role within the club, that's fine. Or if he goes to somewhere that's probably going to suit him, considering how old he is, that's where he goes. Not as a new player, particularly to play for us and to play in the Premier League.
He was supposed to go to Saudi, wasn't he?
PIF have zero interest in getting sponsorship being over for you. Well, that was down to a certain Peter Silverstone. That was his job to go and do that. And what happened? A lot of the time, just sat on his arse, did nothing about it. And he was relieved of his duties. There you go. Yeah, well, then, yeah. What we'll do is we'll end the poll now and we'll get through the results in on what we have just talked about. So there you are. Poll ended. I'm going to have to refresh YouTube. And again, here we are. Does Eddie Howe have too much control over transfers? Oh, well, that's just definitely in the bottom of the table. Right. 28% of the votes says no, they don't think Eddie Howe does have control of the transfers. 72% of the votes have said yes, they think he does. To bring me in a German coach, get Voldemort buzzing. Interesting one. Trippier is on a high wage too, so good one to get off the books or even play a game contract possibly. But he's finished now in terms of Premier League football. Poll results speak for the masses. They think Eddie Howe likes to have control of everything, pretty much. There you go. Brilliant show as always. Much appreciated. Thanks, Peter Mason. Thanks, see you all soon. Cheers, Trevor. We'll wrap up in just a couple of moments. don't diss Silverstone. He did get the Phoenix contract. He did. But the fact is, Derek, where's our training kit sponsor? Our training ground sponsor? Possibly a stadium sponsor as well. That could have been a massive boost to our FFP and PSO. We still haven't got them, is all I can say. Great show as ever. Cheers, Queen. Really appreciate that as well. Yeah,
Just a little plug for people. They've just went live now, but go to Evermore after this. Evermore have just went live. Evermore, Chris has just went live with Evermore.
Yeah, Chris, great lad, great channel as well. Let's see what they're going to be seeing as well.
And also as well, you'll have Mark and his pussy as well. I'm just taking the piss at his cat.
But yeah, another current channel. They're probably going to be feeling just as enraged as what we are. But again, this is another January window without any signings through the door. Not even a penny spent, not even a loan spent. One player out the door. There you go. Hey, well then, yeah, it's a bit of sarcasm. This is our bit of sarcasm, Petey. But yeah, that's the sponsorships we really need, is the ones I've just said there. We still haven't got them. There you go. Yeah, well, and that is it for tonight, guys. Tomorrow it is the preview to Man City for the second leg of the Carabao Cup. I think a lot of us are going to be writing it off before the ball's even kicked immediately. So it looks like we are going to be going out with one competition very, very shortly, in just less than 48 hours' time. So, well, and there you go. So preview tomorrow. Wednesday, the live fan reaction show. Thursday, match review and play ratings. Friday, there might be 2 shows squeezed in. And Saturday's the game against Brentford at home. So, well, and thank you again for tonight, guys. Again, it's so disappointing that we haven't brung anyone in this window. It's so annoying when we clearly needed reinforcements. We really did. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed the show tonight, and smash that subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel. If you're not yet subscribed and we enjoy what we bring out for you, hit that subscribe button, free to do so. Just help make the channel grow. Hit the bell, it lets you know whenever we are live or when a pre-recorded video is uploaded. So hit that bell to make sure all up to date with everything. You do not want to miss it all. Feel free to give a donation. You want to become a member, it's only 99p. Hit that join button to become a member. You will be included in the price shows we do as well. Thank Fed that was clarified. As Mason fallen asleep. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, well. Oh, well, and thank you again for tuning in tonight, guys. And we'll see you all again tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. And we'll take care and all. And we'll see you later. And away the lads. Let's see if we can start improving on our results. We really, really start needing to, despite no new players in. Let's see. Hopefully, we can turn this around. Anyway, catch us later, guys. And we'll see you all again tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Take care. Good night, everybody. Away the lads.